For more on this, I want to bring in professor at the Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies, Mara Karlin. Thank you so much for joining us. So we know the president has been critical of Putin the last few weeks. President Trump was asked earlier if President Putin has to meet with President Zelensky for a summit to occur between him and the Russian leader. Trump responded no. So what could this meeting look like if it even happens?
You know, Stephanie, President Putin has been dreaming about a one-on-one with the U.S. president since this war started. His vision is that this can all be fixed by a meeting with just the U.S. president who gives him what he wants, lets him have the territory of Ukraine that he wants, and make sure that Ukraine can't be a part of NATO. Frankly, the two big questions to ask when we get ready for the summit will be, who are the participants and what's the agenda? Is there any inclusion of Ukraine in terms of the participants, or is this really just President Trump and President Putin? And then on the substance, what comes out of this? Is there a partial ceasefire? Is there something other than a great photo op that makes it appear as though the relationship between President Putin and President Trump has effectively rebounded?
Right. And while President Trump is seeking a breakthrough to end the war, where do European allies fall into all of this? And could they be involved in a potential peace process?
They absolutely could be involved, and they would really like to be involved. Obviously, this is their backyard, so they feel really strongly. They've also been huge supporters of Ukraine in terms of military and economic assistance since the war started. So in their eyes, this isn't just a war between Russia and Ukraine. This is actually much, much bigger. That said, to date, President Trump hasn't really wanted them included.
And we know that a tactic for the U.S. has been more sanctions on Russia, right? So how much of an impact could more sanctions have on Russia and its energy industry?
Economic pressure is important on Russia. They are really focusing their economy on this war and on winning this war at major costs. The challenge is actually the pressure to date recently has been really focused on India, but China is a much bigger purchaser of Russian oil. And to be frank, to the extent there's a world leader who might be able to shape President Putin's views, it's much more likely to be the Chinese president, frankly.
All right, something we will continue to watch and see how it develops. Mara Karlin, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, your time and insights.